Hey guys, it's me, Wynter from Life Featuring Wynter here on YouTube and also from cutestlittlweirdo.com. Just depends on how you know me. Today I wanted to come to you with a video that's been very dear to my heart that I've struggled with getting out, with putting out for fear of judgment. But at the end of the day, if my video can save just one life, then I feel like I've done something amazing. People often look at me and feel like nothing goes wrong in my life, or I'm never sad, or I'm never hurt, or I'm never upset, and that just isn't true. For you all who don't know my story, a little backstory about me is I'm a victim of child molestation. I was molested 10 times. Both of my parents were murdered. So I've been through a lot, but people only get to see my trips to Disney and me getting dressed up in pretty dresses and going to events and hanging out with celebrities, but they don't get to see me when I'm in my darkest, most vulnerable moments because I'm always a light for everyone else. So I decided to be truthful, to be honest, to be real, and let you guys know some of the things I've dealt with as far as depression and suicide. Yes, I've been suicidal a few times. So let's get right into it. About 2 years ago, my depression and suicide got really heavy. I've gotten into a relationship that I thought was going to be amazing because it was somebody I already knew and somebody I trusted. And I got into this relationship full force, like I do everything with my whole heart. I was prepared for ups, I was prepared for the downs, I was prepared for the good, I was prepared for the bad. Because like so many women, I love unconditionally. So bad days didn't scare me away, hard times didn't scare me away. But sometimes you have to use those things as warnings. You gotta know when it's okay to stay and when it's okay to walk away. So I got into this relationship, and the first year we were head over heels in love. I was smitten. I got everything I wanted. I was spoiled. Unlimited trips to Disney World, gifts every week, like perfect, the perfect relationship. And then, due to personal problems of their own, they became angry and they became unhappy because they were dealing with personal issues, and they began to take these things out on me. Now, like I said, prior to my relationship, I had already been through a lot of stuff. I had been molested, I had been homeless, both my parents were murdered, but I was able to just keep going with life and pushing those things behind me, keep going with life and pushing those things behind me. And then I got somewhere where I felt safe and stable and feel like I could trust somebody. And when that shattered, when I lost that trust in my significant other, when I lost the stability that I thought we had, it triggered something in me that I didn't even recognize myself. If you guys look back at my old pictures, I became very small. I was down to 100 pounds, and yes, I was sick, but it was also due to stress because I had been sick for 5 years prior to that, and nobody even knew it. But the stress of this relationship really started to play a role in my psyche, and I became depressed. And I mean severe depression, where I laid in the bed all day in the dark with the covers over my head, and I would cry and cry. And I would call my best friend and I would cry to her. And it got to the point where even that became sad to me because I'm like, I keep disrupting her life. I keep calling her, crying all day, every day. Like, what am I doing? And then I became depressed because I was depressed. I started looking at myself like, you're worthless. And so then depression started to turn into suicide. And my first attempt of suicide, I overdosed on sleeping pills. I tried to. I went to Kroger and I bought sleeping pills and I tried to take the entire bottle. And I remember my mind woke up, but my body didn't. And if you've never been afraid that was pure fear. I was awake, I was fully conscious, but I could not move any limb of my body. And I took those sleeping pills thinking, God, I'm tired. And everybody gets that point. God, I'm tired. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of begging somebody to love me. I can't do it anymore. I have no reason to live anymore anyway. My parents are gone. My family has black sheeped me because I was molested and I reported it. And if you know, in black families, reporting molestation is a no-no. So, I when my ex-girlfriend, when our relationship started to sour, my heart just, I think that was just the straw that brought the camel's back. I couldn't take it anymore. So like I said, I became depressed, and then depression turned into suicide. And I overdosed on sleeping pills first. And I remember waking up, being conscious rather, in the middle of the night, and trying to get up, and I could not move my limbs. And the little bit I could move, a force would just slam me back down into the bed. And I think it has something to do with whatever effect the sleeping pills took on my body. And I started to cry. And I started to beg God, if you give me another chance, if you give me another chance to live, to get up, I won't do this again. I won't do this again. Please don't take me now, God. I'm not ready. I thought I was, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Don't take me. Please don't take me. And I just went to sleep. I just closed my eyes. And I just kept praying. And I just kept praying. And I just kept praying. And I woke up the next day. And I was so excited. And I was so happy. Well, I continued to fight for my relationship. Even though it shouldn't have been fought for. I should have just locked away. But I wasn't strong enough. I wanted to love so bad. Not even be loved. Listen to that. I wanted to love somebody else so bad. And to have somebody not receive it, it killed me. Because I have so much love inside of me. And so again, the depression started to seek in, and we started to fight more physical. And again, I was back calling my best friend every day, all day, morning, noon, and night, crying, screaming, you know. And when she couldn't answer because she has a life too, I would just sit by myself in the dark because I have severe abandonment issues, and a lot of it is attributed to, for beginners, my mother always leaving me by myself or leaving me, and then of course with my parents being murdered. So I have severe abandonment issues, and my ex would leave me home by myself, and I would lose it, especially after a fight. I would be by myself just screaming and crying and not wanting to live, and God, I can't take this no more. I can't take it. And if I didn't have my best friend to talk me out of it, I was in somebody's bathroom trying to hang myself. This is real. Trying to kill myself, trying to choke myself to death. Like, and something every time stopped it or hindered it or broke it, because I was ready to go. I can't lie to y'all. I was ready to go. I could not take another heartbreak. I couldn't take being in pain every day when all I had was love to give, and I couldn't understand. Then everything started to play a factor. Not just my relationship, but anything that was mean, that was done to me or said to me, because I was so tender at that moment, started to affect me heavily. Any negative comment on the internet, anything. I was like, what am I living for anyway, God? Why am I here? I have no reason to be here. Nobody loves me. Why am I here? I'm ready to go. So again, I was back to trying to hurt myself. And I laid on that bathroom floor, sobbing in the dark, and I told God what God told me. You are here for a greater purpose. When it's your time to go, I'll take you. But it's not your time now, but don't keep tempting me. I heard that clear as day. Don't keep tempting me. You didn't survive the molestation to go this way. You didn't survive being homeless to go this way. You didn't survive the murders to go this way. This isn't the purpose for your life, but don't keep tempting me. So I told God then, God, you're going to have to take me out of this relationship. You're going to have to remove me from this relationship because I'm not strong enough to do it on my own. As strong as I am, I cannot fight my heart. I cannot fight love. So if you want me out of this relationship, God, you're going to have to remove me. And he did. As some of you may know, I later got sick. And of course, I attribute a lot of that to the stress that I was facing in that relationship and the several suicide attempts that I had attempted and depression, where it just made my illness flare up and my body couldn't take no more. And I ended up in the hospital. And I ended up in surgery, in which I did actually die. And I felt like that was God, like, okay, now you said you wanted to die. Now that you've actually died, you know, and now that your life is kind of hanging in a balance, how do you feel? Like you kept taking life for granted. But, and after that ordeal, the relationship fully deteriorated. And I moved into my own house. And the rest is history. But I wanted to tell you that story to lead into, first, don't judge a book by its cover. You know? You see me, people see me all the time and they just feel like I have it all together or whatever. And I don't. And I go through things just like everybody else. But I also wanted to give you guys some of the coping mechanisms I use to get through my depression. So, as I said in the story, I would call my best friend often. You have to find that person you can trust. That's not going to be judgmental, but it's also going to be real with you. So they can't be too judgy and make you feel even worse, but they can't be too yes man either, where they don't tell you the things that you need to hear, like why you are worth living and why you need to still be here and why you don't need to take your own life, you know, and you just need that listening ear. So I would say one of the major components in dealing with depression and suicide is finding somebody to talk to that you can trust. And if you're watching this video, if you want to reach out to me, I'm here. Another thing is I journaled a lot. I started to get my feelings out because I noticed that in the beginning of my depression and in my suicide, I kept everything in, which a lot of us do. I didn't tell anybody. I just kept it to myself and put on a brave face. And what began to happen is it began to build. It began to build up. So I started to journal on my laptop. So get it out. Write it out. Third thing is find a spiritual belief. I don't know what your religion is, but find something to believe in, a higher power to believe in, and speak to it and let it know what you're feeling. And 9 times out of 10, it'll guide you in the right path and it'll remind you of why you're meant to be here. There is a reason that you are here. There's a reason why you haven't been taken off this earth. So get spiritual, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whatever you believe in, get spiritual. Even when I didn't want to during my depression, I would make myself do things that I knew usually would make me happy. And for me, if you guys know me, it's Disney. So I would watch Disney movies. I would watch everything about Disney World on YouTube. And even though it didn't fully pull me out of my depression, it made me feel a little better. And it made me remember that there were still things in life I still wanted to do. So there was no reason for me to go now. 5, you have to remember that you can walk away. I know it's easier said than done, but if there's a relationship that is causing your depression and there's a relationship that is causing your suicide, you can walk away. It won't be easy. You're probably going to need help. You're probably going to need to call that friend, but you can walk away, and the sooner the better. I wish I would have walked away sooner. I probably wouldn't have had to go to the hospital and stuff, but it is what it is. So you can walk away. You can walk away. Just know that you can walk away. And 6, it is okay. I had to tell myself, You are enough. If somebody can't see that you are enough, then they don't need to be in your life. But you cannot keep living your life to please somebody else. You are enough. I also play gospel songs. I don't know what kind of music you listen to, whatever kind of music makes you happy. During my depression and during my suicide moments, when I would come out of them, I played uplifting music, things that made me happy. Like I said, things that reminded me that my heart could still feel joy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not even easy to talk about. I can't even believe I'm talking about it. But I just feel like if somebody could see me and see my pictures and videos prior to this and see how happy I seem and realize that they're not the only one that are going through it, and everybody that's going through it don't look like they're going through it, it could save somebody. So yeah, this is my video on how I coped with being depressed and how I coped with being suicidal. This is not a joke. This wasn't a clickbait. I really spent a year of my life trying to take it. So I'm gonna put links below of suicide hotlines. I'm gonna put my email if you need to reach out to me, if you just need somebody to talk to. I'm here. I love you. You love you. You're worth it. See you next time.